What are we making?
Chicken liver mousse.
How do we do it?
So first you want to clean all of your livers, pull off any of the little tendons and like blood spots and stuff like that. You get 2 pots, one filled with water and vinegar, and then the other one you're going to use to cook down your garlic, shallots, and juniper berries and whatever other spices you want to put in it in butter.
So we're putting our flavors in butter, and we're heating up vinegar.
Vinegar and water in the back.
Equal?
No, mostly water and like
A splash of vinegar?
2 or 3 tablespoons of vinegar. You want it.
Okay.
You want to be able to taste the vinegar in it, but it doesn't have to be a ton.
So mostly water, a splash of vinegar, butter for spices, and why are we cooking bacon?
So with liver mousse, it oxidizes very easily, turns gray, and doesn't taste as good. So what a lot of people will do is render bacon fat, and after you put your liver mousse in its container, you top it with a thin layer of bacon fat that you can either melt before you serve it, or you can just let it get out to room temperature and mix it in with your pate before you eat it.
Cool.
So after you cook your garlic and shallots, until you want to cook them until they just start to turn clear. You don't want them to be brown. As soon as the butter and garlic and shallots get to the point where they're clear, you add your alcohol. You could use whiskey or brandy or cognac or...
Is that just for flavor?
It is. It's a really... It complements the flavor of the liver really well. It also helps with the shelf life of your...
Should I toss the juniper in?
Well, so when the butter and garlic and shallots is about ready, then I add my spices.
Okay.
Let it cook for just a minute. Then you're going to add your alcohol. It's important that if you are cooking over an open flame, that you pull the pan.
Alright, so correct me if I'm wrong, but to catch up, since the first half might have been a little bit hard to hear, we fried up some bacon because we're going to steal the fat from the bacon since livers do not have fat. And this will create a fat cap, which helps because the livers oxidize when they touch air and turn gray and don't look very cute. So the fat cap helps.
Yeah, it seals. It will
Seals
seal
it.
in the liver mousse, so there's no oxygen getting to it.
And then we've also heated in a pot mostly water with a splash of vinegar. And what's the vinegar for? Splash.
It's just to cut down on the mineral taste of the liver.
Give it some acid.
Mm-hmm.
And here you'll be melting the butter.
Butter, and then we'll cook garlic and shallots and whatever herbs and spices you want to mix in with that. We're doing thyme, juniper berries, and spice bush today.
So butter is the flavor pot.
Butter.
Bacon is the fat cap.
Mm-hmm.
When does the water come in?
So the first part that we're going to do is the cooking of the garlic and shallots. Once it turns translucent, we're going to add in our alcohol. We're using brandy, you can use cognac or whiskey. And so we will deglaze with our alcohol.
Deglaze the livers?
Deglaze the garlic and shallots.
Oh.
And then after the alcohol cooks out for a minute, we will add in our heavy cream. We're gonna pour in about a cup of heavy cream, and then we're gonna let it cook and reduce by about half.
The cream.
And then after that is when we'll poach the livers in our vinegar water with a little bit of salt.
Nice. And is that it for now?
Yep, after about 30 seconds of poaching, we will strain off all of the vinegar water, and then we mix the two in the blender and puree it.
Sweet.
So right now, our garlic and shallot has gotten to the point where you can kind of see through it a little bit. At this point, you're going to add a couple ounces of your alcohol. Maybe about an ounce, I guess. And then just remember, if you're doing this on a stove with an open flame, you want to take the pot away from the flame when you add your alcohol before you put it back on.
Yeah.
So you're going to let the alcohol cook down for a little bit, let a lot of it burn, and then you're going to add your heavy cream and your spices.
By burn, do you mean evaporate?
Evaporate.
And then over here, you just did some cleaning.
Yep.
Is this the discard?
Yes. You're going to clean off all the fat, tendons, and gross spots.
Cool. What you adding?
So we're going to add some thyme. You can use fresh or dried. I usually don't like using dried, but since we're pureeing this, it doesn't matter too much. So thyme, spice bush. We're going to do like 5 spice bush berries.
Can I go in with the juniper?
And juniper berries. And then we're also going to use some celery seed. And the celery seed, besides tasting really good, acts as nitrate, so it'll keep your liver mousse good for longer and have a nicer color.
Nice. I didn't know that.
You good? Okay. So now we're going to add a little over a cup of heavy cream. And then we're going to let that reduce by about half.
The alcohol doesn't curdle the cream?
There's so much fat in this.
From the butter?
Poach them for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, they changed colors really fast. Alright, so we strained our vinegar water off, and now we have just our livers in here. And we are going to slowly incorporate our buttercream and spice mixture. Buttercream.
Not slowly.
Oh, not slowly. All at once.
You can add salt now, or if you want, you can add salt to the butter and cream mixture. Just get it as salty as you generally like things to taste.
How appetizing.